mic on? Good morning and welcome to the Private Acts Committee. I'm sorry, good evening, good afternoon. My script says good morning, but it's actually good afternoon, and thank you. It's Monday, March 23rd. Madam Clerk, will you please take the roll? I had 16. That's okay. I need to sign in. I'm here. All right. Madam Clerk, you please take the roll. Call the roll. Total the roll.
Mr. Chairman, you have 11 members present. You have a quorum.
All right. Thank you. And before we do anything, does anybody on the committee have any personal orders? Do you have any orders of any kind? Okay. In that case, we're ready to consider the first bill, House Bill 2640 by Chairman Eldridge. We got a motion, I got a second, and we have a resolution for the bill. Okay, and we do? Okay. Chairman Eldridge, you are recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. And if I may, could I take a personal privilege? I've got several folks here from that back home.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something good about me, but go ahead.
No, well, I mean, we'll take care of that too. But I have here today, our city mayor, Gary Chesney from Morristown is here. Behind him is our former school superintendent, Dr. Dale Lynch.
Mm.
And I also have back here Miss Linda Noy and also Mr. Charles Cook, all from Morristown. So
All right.
please make them feel welcome.
Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
And thank you all for being here today. And Chairman Eldridge, you are recognized on House Bill 2640.
Thank you, Chairman. This bill is set to abolish the Hamlin County Road Commission effective at the end of August of 2028. And that's essentially what it does. They voted to abolish themselves.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And our committee did the same thing. We voted to abolish ourselves, but we're going to go on. And we have I'm sorry. Okay. Yes. Do we have any questions for the sponsor? And Chairman Doggett, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I take it they'll still have a road superintendent that will oversee the
They will,
operations.
given,
Chairman
I have a
Eldridge,
past
you're
on,
recognized.
I'm sorry, Chairman.
Go
Given I have a past history being on county commission, most of the time the county commissioners get the phone calls on anything. I think the road commission, that this is probably a move that's well long overdue.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right.
Thank you for that explanation. Also, in Morristown, where they used to play, or they may still do, the state Little League baseball tournaments.
Chairman Eldridge.
They did it one time. I don't think we do now, do we? No, I don't think we do now.
It was a
Chairman
lifelong
Doggett.
goal of mine as a child to be playing in Morristown in the
Yeah.
Little League state
Okay.
tournament. And
Right.
unfortunately, I never did get a chance to go to your neck of the woods and do that, but
Chairman Eldridge.
It's a good place.
a
Thank
lot
you.
of history there.
I actually did do that when we won the state championship that year, but that was a long time ago and
We
nobody
need to
wants
get you a resolution.
1965.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have you on the House floor.
Chairman Halsey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I'm sorry, I don't have any comments. Actually, I was just going to ask your mayor. I ride my motorcycle out of Kingsport down to Morristown, and I used to eat all the time at a place called Caballo de Oro. And I can't find it open any place in your town anymore. And I'm just going to see if you go shaking people up and start that place again. Had good Mexican food. Yeah. Caballo de Oro.
All right. Yeah, he'll be up here in a minute. He's going to be testifying. So if you think of any other places to ask him about. Okay. Chairman Hawk, you're recognized.
The previous question.
Previous question has been called. We have, I understand we have somebody that would like to speak on the bill first.
That's correct.
And Ms. Linda, no, would you please come forward?
Do I need to pull this down or?
Yeah, you can pull it down, Linda.
Okay.
One moment, please. Chairman Hawk, you're recognized.
I withdraw my motion.
All right, thank you. We had a little parliamentary thing we had to go through there. And if you will tell your name and who you're with, and you have 3 minutes, and then we'll have some questions for you after that. We'll have to go out of session to do that.
Okay.
We're out of session. Go ahead.
Can I speak now?
Yes, you can.
My name is Linda Noe. I'm a longtime resident of Hamlin County, and I follow government actions on a broad scale. And I apologize, but y'all made me run all the way around this Capitol, finally find the steps to come in.
Get your steps in today.
I have some concerns, such as Mr. Doggett mentioned. It mentioned the new proposal that you have mentions so many acts that are being repealed. And all those acts, as I find in the prior or original Road Commission Act, are dealing with Section 1 and 2. Because there was a question about, will there still be a road superintendent? Well, it does not appear that there's anything to repeal the sections 3 through 7 that deal with the road superintendent and the road department. But these other sections also deal, excuse me, with the road commission. This is a road superintendent. Requests for employment go through the road superintendent and have to be approved by the road commission. You're not eliminating that I see. It talks about fiscal procedure and approving checks. Hamlin County Road Commission, so receive, approve, and initial checks. That's not in the part that's being, as I can see, is being repealed. And there are other mentions of the Road Commission strictly in sections 4 through 7 of the original act. If you're not, if you're only repealing these amendments and so forth to the Road Commission portion of the act, what is happening to the Road Commission duties and responsibilities as found later in the act? I think there is some confusion, or well, I may be the only one confused, but the private act that's being proposed changes everything related to the road superintendent. As I understand it, follows the county uniform highway law. There's no problem in that. But is this going to take effect as soon as it's ratified back in Hamlin County? Or is somehow everything staying the same until August 31st, 2018? So those are my concerns, and how much time do I have left? Thank you for your
3
opportunity to
seconds, I'm
speak.
sorry. Well, okay, so we do have some questions for you first, and then we'll also talk to legal here in a minute. But Chairman Doggett, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for making the trip down to talk about this. I know it certainly sounds like something you are very interested and invested in, but this, maybe from my understanding, reading this bill, it would appear that currently there is a commission that is made up of individuals who oversee the operations of the highway department. Is that correct?
I would say that's very questionable.
Ms. Snow.
I don't believe they have any powers. And that's the whole thing. Even when it lists the duties and says, they approve checks or they review invoices, they have no power. They just check it off.
Chairman
And-
Doggett.
Go ahead.
Thank you. And there is currently an elected road superintendent
Yes.
in
Ms.
Hamlin
Snow.
County.
That started back in 1996. This
Okay.
whole act goes back to
Okay,
1996.
please address the chair, please. if you don't
Oh, I'm
care.
sorry.
Chairman Doggett.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I live in Giles County. We did something very similar to that many, many years ago where we used to have a road commission and they removed that and it was just the superintendent
Mhm.
of the roads. And then the county commission formed like a subcommittee, if you will, of county commissioners that just kind of helped when the budget and everything else was coming along. They would have regular highway department or highway commission meetings, but they were not separate individuals from the community. They were just made up of 5 county commissioners. Is that something like what Hamlin County is going to be moving to, or is this?
I have
Ms.
I have
Snow,
no
you're,
idea.
Ms. Snow, you're recognized.
I have no idea what they plan for the future. My guess is not having anything like that.
Chairman Doggett.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And excuse me, it looks like in this bill, it's setting up, the office of the road superintendent. Same stipulations that apply to all the other counties in that. So I would be very confident in what they're proposing here is perfectly legal and in accordance and would be transparent. But I mean, that's a conversation you can have with the county commission and that, because I'm sure that they'll have some conversations with that as well.
Ms. Snow, you're recognized.
Yes. What I'm concerned with is more like Mr. Doggett was speaking about the procedure and what really does this do and when does it do it as far as repealing the road commission information? And then what is left for the road commission to do in the next 2 to 2.5 years?
Okay. All right.
I had made inquiries about all this. And for example, I was told that the existing private act authorizes the county legislative body to set the compensation, subject to a minimum compensation of $200 for members and $350 for the chairman. Says HB 2640 includes the same authorization, but does not mention the minimum compensation. Now, here's what gets me. That being said, by the terms of 2640, the existing private act is not repealed until August 2028. So those minimums remain in place. Well, everything remains in place is what that says to me.
Okay, we're going to talk to legal and have him go over that in just a moment. If you don't care, he'll go right through that particular thing. Representative Capley. Okay, anyone else before we go to legal? Okay, we're still out of session, so we're going to go to legal and have him go over that and hopefully answer your. No, you can just stay where you're at. Okay. Doug.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Doug Garrett with the Office of Legal Services. And I wanted to establish, first of all, Representative Eldridge, that I have your permission to speak to the background and any history on this, if you don't mind. Our office receives the resolution submitted by the county commission, and that's in the form of a resolution. And it's also in the form of language to construct this bill that we're referring to. And I can't speak to all the specifics of your presentation. I would point out, and yes, they are repealed effective August 31st of 2028, but that repeals all of the private acts beginning back in 1949 as amended. Now, I may not be addressing specifically your questions or your issues, but from our perspective, my office's perspective, and in dealing with the county commission, this is how the language has come to us. We review as to legality and constitutionality, and then we have an internal review system whereby we look at all of this. But beyond that, the only thing I can offer to members of this committee and to you, ma'am, is that the bill, if passed out of this committee, will go, as I understand it, will go to the House, State, and Local Committee for further review. If it is the wish of the sponsor or any member who would like to amend this bill going forward, then, our office would certainly be available to do that. But there again, I can't speak to your specifics, at least not right now, without having reviewed them all.
Okay. Ms. Snow, do you have any comment?
Yes. I don't see how you repeal something in 2028. I mean, I can see it in the sense of you say, in the future, this is going to be repealed on August 31st, 2028. But again, it gets back to what is still in effect till then. It sounds like you're saying everything remains the same until August 31st, 2028. And
back
I
to
don't know if
legal.
it's appropriate or if you could answer
Mr.
that.
Garrett, would you?
Yeah, again, Doug Garrett. Doug Garrett with the Office of Legal Services. Yes, ma'am. From the language that I see, and I think it's an application bill-wide throughout the bill, is that these would take place at the August election in 2028. These positions are elected positions presently, are they not? Okay. And there is a provision in the state constitution, it's Article 11, Section 9, that I'm sure you know about, that prohibits abridging of terms of elected officials. And so I can't speculate as to the intent, but with the permission of the sponsor, I can say that may be the issue here. I don't know with certainty until I can go back and look again. I need an opportunity to go back and look at this. But that may be what that issue is addressing, to prohibit or to prevent any sort of circumvention of Article 11, Section 9 that prohibits the abridgment of terms of elected offices.
Ms. Snow, do you have a comment?
I think there's a real problem here. I would hope that I'm glad that you're sending it on. I was afraid this was it and I wouldn't have another time to get here on time and with water in hand to address this.
Okay.
But I think we've, either that or maybe we can send it to a
Okay,
summer
we
study
have another
committee.
question for you. Okay, Vice Chair Davis, you have a question?
I was just going to make that same comment with regard to the reduction of your terms of service. So normally, or in a lot of cases, that's why we have that deadline. If it's usually a year or so out, it aligns with those election periods. And so that's what I was assuming, that those road commissioners,
Okay.
you can't reduce their term of service.
No, and that.
Ms.
they've made
Snow,
that
you're
abundantly
recognized.
clear.
You're recognized.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
That has been made abundantly clear in the various discussions that have been on this, that is why you can't just abolish it today.
Okay.
You've got to let them finish their terms.
Okay, thank you. And Chairman Hawk.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Noe, thank you very much. I don't want to speculate in this situation, but I'm going to. It sounds like the Hamlin County Commission has, by a vote of 2/3 majority, suggested that they want to phase out the road commission itself. The position of road superintendent is still intact. But it sounds like that by a 2/3 majority, the Hamlin County Commission has decided that they would like to phase out the road commission, maybe for some of the reasons that you mentioned earlier, that they really don't have much authority to start with. So I think that's the rational basis. And as you've heard, several other counties across the state of Tennessee have done the same thing over the last 2 decades. So it sounds like it's something that Hamlin County has decided to do, and the phase out would be fully intact during the August election, and then the swearing in or not swearing in this circumstance of September 1 of 2028. So we deal with these phase in, wind down things. We call them phase outs, wind downs, things of that nature in the process that we use. But that's essentially what I speculate is going on here. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. And Ms. Snow, you recognize?
I waited that
Okay.
time.
Okay.
I appreciate your comment. And that is the theory behind all this, was getting rid of the road commission. That's good. You might as
Okay.
well, and I have researched those. But the rest of this act that you have before you changes the road superintendent as well. And to conform with the county uniform highway law, and that's fine. But it does not, there's no mention of this and no mention of repealing all the sections that dealt with the road superintendent prior to the rewriting that's in this private act. There are just a lot of, again, it's questions and it's, Mr. Garrett said, a lot of it depends on intent. And that is why I had even asked my representative, we need to know what is the intent of the legislature in passing this. Not so much the county commission. We know their intent is to get rid of the road commission.
Okay, thank you. Representative Capley, you're next.
Mr. Chairman, if you could roll me after Brother Stevens, please. Thank you.
Okay. Representative Stevens, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me see if I can help explain this. So Section 1 of this private act repeals the whole set of changes that's been made to this private act over time. So it repeals all of it. Section 2 deals with the road commission and says that we can't remove anybody from office while they're in the middle of their term, which is why it ends August 31st, 2028. So at the end of that term in 2028, there will be no more road board. Starting September 1st of 2028 in Section 3, you'll see that there's a road superintendent that will be elected and start his term September 1st. And the next few sections of this private act deal with the county uniform highway law. If you read that county uniform highway law, it will tell you everything about what that road superintendent's office is supposed to do. And that has all the duties, and I think that's going to answer all of your questions about who's going to be responsible for what. And then Section 5 talks about the purchasing powers. Those are also going to be governed by the county uniform highway law. So as I read this, we're getting rid of the current private act in total. We're winding down the board August 31st, 2028. They will still exercise and operate the same way they are until that date. And after that, the road superintendent will take over and be governed by this county uniform highway law that applies to all the counties across the state. So I'm just not seeing anything here that's alarming. This is pretty standard looking to me for what that's worth. Thanks, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Snow, do you have a comment?
Yes. Here is the old act with the road superintendent, just the road superintendent part. You are not repealing these private acts that dealt with the road superintendent. To me, you would have to repeal all those if you are rewriting it this way. Just dealing with the road superintendent.
All right, thank you. Representative Capley, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll make a motion. We go back in session.
Got a motion and a second. We're going back into session. And we're going to go back to, I'm sorry. Okay, we're back into session, and Chairman Eldridge, you're recognized for final comment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And may I read an email from Josh Houston that might help a little bit. He says, the existing private act authorizes the county legislative body to set the compensation of the members of the road commission, subject to a minimum compensation of $200 per month for commissioners and $350 per month for the chair of the commission. House Bill 2640 includes the same authorization, but does not mention the minimum compensation. This being said, by the terms of this House bill, the existing private act is not repealed until August of 28. So those minimums remain in place until the road commission is abolished pursuant to this bill.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Any other questions for Representative Stevens?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Question on the bill.
Call a question on the bill. Without objection, we're going to go be voting on House Bill 2640 to go to state and local government And just for the record, it's going to go with a positive or a negative recommendation either way. So Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll? Okay, has everyone voted? Anyone wish to change their vote? And Madam Clerk, will you please take the vote?
Mr. Chairman, you have 10 ayes and 0 noes.
Okay. House Bill 2640 goes to state and local government. Thank you, Chairman Eldridge.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you're still up. Thank you, Ms. Snow. Okay, the next bill for consideration, House Bill 2641. We have a motion, second, and we have a resolution for this bill. We do. Chairman Eldridge, you are recognized on House
Thank
Bill
you, Mr. Chairman.
2641.
This is a charter change for the city of Morristown. And they wish to go to an all-at-large city council and eliminate the wards. And we do have the city mayor here to speak on behalf of the city. And also Mr. Charles Cook, I believe, is signed up as well.
Okay, great. And, okay, we're going to go, hold this a moment. Okay, we're going to go out of session and have the witnesses come forward, Mayor Gary Chesney and Charles Cook. Would y'all please come forward and just get a seat, and we will turn the microphones on for you. And each one of you have 3 minutes, and Mayor Chesney, we're going to start with you first. You got 3 minutes. Tell us who you are and who you're with, please.
Okay. I'm going to read my comments because I'm very aware of that 3-minute limit. And I apologize to Clay for not making the Little League State Tournament.
Yes.
Those tournaments rotate from city to city, and it may have been where they needed one more pitcher to get there.
Yeah, and you have to be an excellent player. Oh, he's already gone. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I couldn't find the exact date, but for as long as anyone remembers, elections in the city of Morristown have been divided into 4 wards with a council member representing each ward. All winners of a seat were divided by the entire electorate. All voters voted for all candidates. Prior to the 1979 election, the charter was changed to add 2 at-large seats to the council with no residential requirements, making 6 council members, the mayor making the 7th member. In Morristown, a city of just over 30,000 residents and just 15,000 registered voters, having all city voters having a voice in each of their council reps has worked quite well. Last year, state law was changed primarily to affect the city of Knoxville, which also had citywide voting. For a city of that size, district-only voting made sense. But for a much smaller city, district-only voting created a major problem. Our 4 wards each have less than 4,000 voters. Turnout is historically low. Ward-only voting will strip away the voting rights of our citizens to have a voice in who half of their elected city decision makers will be. Even more troublesome, 4 of our 6 council members will no longer be answerable to all city voters. In fact, those 4 will be accountable to just 1/4 of our citizens. We believe this to not be a good government structure for our city with the small population represented. In order to continue a local governmental system that has resulted in impressive growth and development in our community for many decades, and to protect future councils, the current Morristown City Council has voted to upgrade its charter again by making all council seats at-large seats, removing the residential requirements, and in essence, eliminating the now historically outdated wards. previous and
seconds.
current
Just 20 more seconds, okay?
Morristown councils have taken great pride in proving it makes decisions based on what is the greatest good for the greatest number. Representing all the citizenry and not making decisions based on who lives in each section of the city. Being elected by only the district you represent is a fundamental of our democracy. In Morristown, we believe we have that one district in which all members decide all seats and all the electeds are answerable to all who elected them. We ask you to please approve this charter change so that system may continue.
All right. Thank you. And thank you for speeding up there at the end. Okay. Do we have any questions for Mayor Chesney at this time from anyone? Vice Chairman Davis.
Thank you, Mayor. And I appreciate you taking the time and opportunity to call me and let me hear your side of your concerns. And so as the bill sponsor of that legislation, I just wanted to make sure that people understand the reasoning and the rationale for bringing that legislation forward. It wasn't about the way that just kind of, I wasn't aware of how Knoxville City elections occurred. And so then in researching and looking at other cities, they have kind of somewhat of a similar sort of situation. My concern was that in the primary vote, whoever lived in a district voted for their district candidate in the Knoxville City elections.
Yes.
Then in the top two went on to the general election. Well, in the general election, the entire city of Knoxville voted on that district candidate. My concern was that that was a violation of the Voting Rights Act because you do have areas of population that do have majority minority. And so that vote was being really, they were being disenfranchised, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so the point of it was to ensure that whatever the geographic area was that was created for that district candidate, that those were the people that voted for that candidate. My concern here is very similar in that creating all at-large candidates, you do have in the city of Morristown, you do have some minority areas. And so by having the entire city vote for those council members, you will then be disillusioned. It'll be a disenfranchisement of those voters.
Mayor Chesney.
Yes, and I followed that bill that you described, and I would have voted for that. I understood all the reasoning. However, and I think the statistical data you have in front of you, as I understood was distributed, shows that it would not be it shows in each ward what the ethnic and racial breakdowns are per ward, and they're just about equal in all. And those statistics were compiled with our city attorney and Attorney Garrett and the comptroller's office to show that what your concern is would not be the case by Morristown eliminating those wards.
Okay.
Vice Chairman Davis.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So I didn't receive that information. I just went on some different websites to look at diversity and ethnicity in various communities across the, because we've had legislation in front of us with regard to various voting. In fact, last week we had some legislation with regard to a city that only has about 6,000 people in its population, and they went to district-only votes and district-only candidates. They're going to have, 2 candidates per, but in terms of the size of the community, they'll still be representing a certain area because they're bringing that voice forward. But all of the issues that you vote on impact the entire community. But with respect to what you were saying, I went to bestneighborhood.org, and it very clearly showed some areas that were predominantly Hispanic areas that people live in. And that's my concern, is that in those areas, when you're creating those at-large district, when it's the entire community that will vote, those areas that currently right now have a minority population that is a majority, it's going to be, their vote is going to be disenfranchised, and that's my concern.
Mayor Chesney.
I'm not sure what source you use, but the source that I have from our city attorney and the comptroller's office shows the breakdown in the wards, and we had no concerns about a group being disenfranchised. In fact, on our council, our African-American council member is an at-large member anyway. I mean, we pride ourselves on all decisions being the greatest good for the greatest number, and all citizens, we make those decisions based on that and not on what is this section or that, or which group is being added. We do have a large Hispanic population in Morristown, and our school system has almost 30% Hispanics in it. And the number of those who may be registered voters is not available to us. And I don't know the percentage of Hispanics who actually vote, but we're showing the percentage of registered voters that are Hispanic in each of our wards. I hope that would address your concern. I can see that we disagree on the issue.
Vice Chairman Davis.
Thank you. So in mentioning the the council member that is in the minority, how did he vote when this resolution was brought forward?
He was a no vote.
Mayor
We were-
Chesney, you're recognized.
I'm sorry.
That's
I
okay.
forgot that.
That's okay. Go, you're recognized. Go ahead. Mayor Chesney.
Our vote was 5-1. We in favor of this. We had one member absent. It would have been 6-1. The council member who is the African American voted no on that, and I'm saying, speaking for him, he later did not quite understand that vote when we pointed out, hey, look, Joe, you came from an at-large seat running citywide anyway. But I think someone had encouraged him to vote no, and it might have been that the perennial candidate, unsuccessful candidate on council, who is really the only opponent we've really had to this. We've had good public support and concerns that vote is going away from our voters.
Okay. Thank you. Vice Chair Davis.
Thank you. And that's another question I have, is that I know in Knoxville, they put it on referendum for the community to be able to determine how they elected their officials. And in this legislation, it says that you've already announced the vote at 6-1 that this would go through. And so that's my concerns too, is that the people in the community won't have an opportunity to really be able to voice their opinion on how they want to elect their officials. And so have y'all had any sort of discussion or put it out there to the community about having a referendum?
Mayor Chesney.
That discussion hasn't come up yet. We've considered if for some reason we were not permitted to affect our charter, we may bring that up. I mean, Morristown voters have never had trouble expressing their opinions to their elected members. If that's what they want to do, that's what we'll do. But I think at the moment, the concern of citizens is they're having their right stripped away to vote for half of their council members. That's a big issue.
Vice Chair Davis.
Well, to be frank with you, we've not heard any, I've not received any emails in support of this piece of legislation. I've only had people call. The only person that has reached out to me in support of it has been you. Everyone else that has sent me emails and that has called me has been in opposition. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have a comment?
Well,
Mayor Chesney.
You should be thankful we didn't stick anybody on it to support this with emails. We didn't say contact. We might have said speak with our state rep or our local state rep, but we didn't put anybody after you on it. So,
Okay. Thank you. Vice Chair Davis.
and I'm speaking basically a little bit
Thank you.
tongue in cheek, you understand?
And I understand that, but I went back and watched your last council meeting, which you expressed that this issue was on the agenda for today. And so, anybody that watches those council meetings or is in attendance or goes back and reviews the agenda was made aware that this issue was being brought up today. So thank you.
Mayor Chesney, did you have a?
Council meetings, that person is aware. So.
All right. Thank you. Any other questions for Mayor Chesney at this time from any of the members? If not, at this time, we're going to recognize Mr. Cook. Mr. Cook, tell us who your name and who you're with, please.
Okay. I'm Charles Cook.
And you have 3 minutes.
Okay. And I just live in the city of Morristown as a citizen. So I want to thank all of y'all for the opportunity to speak in opposition to this charter change for the city of Morristown. I'll be blunt to the point for the reason behind this charter change. A few weeks ago, I sent the members of this committee an email with a private video link attached to the email. In that video, the mayor of Morristown, Gary Chesney, stated the true reason for wanting to change the charter. He stated that the city council, if the city council didn't change the way that the city council members were elected, the ward voters may elect someone like a minority member of the community whose name I will not mention here, who allegedly has mental health issues to the city council. He received some pushback on that statement, and then he stated that the council, if they didn't change what they were doing, the city voters may elect folks who he and the council members may deem as not suitable or qualified to sit on the council. That statement on that video creates huge constitutional issues and has challenges, could have challenges in federal court. This charter change is designed to take away the local community's ability to elect their representatives to the city council. Morristown has a very diverse city with about 60% white, 30% Hispanic, about 7% Black, and another 3% of other races. Allowing this charter change will disenfranchise the voters in these diverse communities from choosing their council members that will represent them and their community's interest. Mayor Chesney and the city council have tried to spin this charter change as the city having a say in all council elections by electing them at large. For an example, how ridiculous this change would be. If my wife, myself, and both of my adult sons living at the same address ran for city council and we won, we would control the majority of the controlling votes on the city council at our address. The truth is
30-second warning.
Okay. The truth is exactly what the mayor said in the video. To help control who may get elected to the city council, they must go to at-large elections to completely disenfranchise the community voters. I asked you to vote no on this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for being here. Members, do we have any questions for the witness at this time? Anyone? Vice Chair Davis?
And thank you for being here. And so I guess my question is how have you heard from other people in the community, or is this just something that you alone are here representing, or have other people reached out to you, or are people familiar with the issue?
Oh, yes.
Mr. Cook, you're recognized.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yes, there's other people who are interested in this issue. Actually, the Hamilton County NAACP has spoke out against this. Other community members have went to the city council meetings and spoke against this change. So there has been opposition to this, and the mayor knows it.
Okay. Vice Chair Davis?
Do you feel that a referendum would be more in order, that people would in the community would like to be able to vote to determine how their city council members are elected?
That would give
Mr. Cook, you're recognized.
that would give the people the opportunity to make that decision instead of the council forcing that issue on the voters.
Do you think? Okay. Any other questions for the witness at this time? If not, we're going to go back into session. Thank you, Mr. Cook, for being here, and Chairman Eldridge, you're recognized at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just asked that the committee, that we're here at the will of the committee.
Okay. Any other questions for the sponsor? Seeing no other questions, I'm sorry. Just one moment. Okay, thank you. And seeing no further questions, we ready to vote? And if no objection, Madam Clerk, please open up the board for voting. Okay, has every member voted? Does anyone wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, please take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 1 aye, 7 noes, and 1 present not voting.
Okay, Thank you. And just one moment, please. Okay, thank you. And this will still go to state and local with a negative recommendation, but it'll still be heard in state and local.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, of the committee.
Thank you. Okay, the next one, Chairman Eldridge, you're recognized on it too. House Bill 2642. We have a motion, have a second, and Chairman Eldridge, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee. This deals with the county attorney. The county attorney, what this seeks to do, it says for services shall be paid an annual retainer fee of $1,200 payable in equal monthly installments. Then he'd be compensated for his actual legal work. This change moves this from a change in 1949 when it was the county court and it met quarterly. So this revises that section 1 and section 3 of the charter.
Okay, and thank you for that explanation. Any questions for the sponsor? Okay, yeah, we have a witness on this one too. Ms. No, we're going to recognize you again. So we're going out of session. If you would come back forward and you know the routine.
I think I've learned it now.
Okay, and you have 3 minutes, Ms. No, and you're recognized again.
Okay, thank you once again for the opportunity to testify. I'm Linda Noe, again, a longtime Hamlin County resident. I oppose 2642, which seeks to amend the Hamlin County Private Act that created the position of county attorney 70 years ago and listed various compensation terms. And it has been amended a few times, not many. The last time was in 1987. As with the Road Commission Private Act, there is a legal and political and monetary history to this. I'm going to go through that briefly because I do think it impacts what is attempted to be done today. In 2018, a citizen, Edna Green, discovered that the current County Attorney Private Act provides that the county attorney is paid $1,200. It refers to as a retainer, but it requires that he attend County Commission and Finance Committee meetings for that retainer. That citizen then checked the county attorney's monthly billings and found out he was billing by the hour while he was being paid $1,200 to attend those meetings. She asked the county commission to address it. They did nothing, and the county attorney did not offer to voluntarily pay back what he had billed by the hour when he was already being paid a retainer. The Hamlin County, as I said, the Hamlin County legislative body took no action. The county attorney took no action, so she filed a lawsuit. That's all that's left when you are told no. I represented her in that case, which ended a few months ago with a settlement whereby the county attorney and or his insurance provider paid the county $14,900 for what we called the double dipping. And they also paid her attorney fees and her costs. There was no cost to the county in that lawsuit. Bottom line is this private act seeks to change the county attorney to get not a $1,200 retainer to attend meetings, but to get a $1,200 gift. Instead of having to attend 2 meetings for $1,200, he gets the $1,200 automatically
30-second warning. Okay.
and then gets paid at $175 per hour for attending those meetings. That will result in an additional cost to the taxpayers of at least or around $30,450. I calculated that by looking at the videos and seeing how much he charged. This makes no financial sense. It's just a power move intended to show that we can do it. You know, you won the lawsuit, but by golly, we can
Okay.
fix it.
Your 3 minutes are up. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And now we're going to open it up for questions. Representative Stevens, you're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So was the attorney only making $1,200 per year before this, before the billing issue? Was that their annual payment was $1,200 to do all the work?
Miss No, Miss No, you're recognized. That's okay.
That got me.
Okay, that's okay.
No, the 1,200 was strictly for attending the county finance meeting and commission meeting each month. That was it. He always submitted separate bills for, emails, pending litigation, prepared pleadings. That was a separate charge. And that's where he included the bill for attending the meetings that he was already being paid for.
Representative Stevens.
Well, it sounds like that issue got worked out in court, but attorneys take retainer fees all the time. I'm an attorney, and you take a retainer fee and then you bill your clients for the hour. I mean, good luck finding somebody that'll do this for less than $175 an hour. That's cheap. Around here, hourly rates are $300, $400, $500 an hour, maybe even more than that downtown. But
That's what we make.
that's, I think for that price, that's a pretty good deal.
Miss No, do you have a comment?
It's not about his hourly rate. It's about the retainer that used to cover his attendance at meetings and now is just, here's $1,200 and you can charge us like you have been for attending meetings at $175. I have no complaint about the hourly rate. It is that they have taken something that was a good deal for the county, $1,200 to attend those meetings, and they have now made it into, they'll call it a retainer. It was called a retainer back then, an annual retainer fee.
Okay.
But it had one requirement, you had to attend finance and committee meetings.
Okay.
or
Thank you.
Finance and
Vice Chair
commission.
Davis.
Ms. Snow, thank you. So $1,200 obviously is $100 a month to attend county commission meetings, and you said finance meetings. So how frequently do they meet? What's the number of meetings that they were required to attend per month?
It would be,
Miss No, you're recognized.
it would be twice a month. They have finance committee meetings on the second Monday of each month. They don't generally last very long. And then they have the full commission on the Thursday following the third Monday. But
Vice Chair Davis.
so those are two meetings he would attend each month.
So there's no workshops or special called meetings or executive session or any of those sorts of things that would fall under those meetings that that would require his attendance?
Miss No, you're recognized.
Occasionally there are, not very often, but yes, there are, as in any commission.
Vice Chair Davis.
So does the county attorney, does he live there in Morristown, or does he have to travel from somewhere else?
Miss No, you're recognized.
He lives in Hamlin County. I don't believe he lives in the city, but he lives in Hamlin County.
Vice Chair Davis.
So depending upon how long those committee meetings last, he's obviously not able to do I'm sure he works outside of and has his own practice, correct, outside of serving that. And so he's not able to, he has to arrange his schedule around those meetings and prepare for those meetings and be present for any questions that those commissioners may have with respect to the agenda items. But I guess my point is it's not really our place to tell them how to compensate. That's really up to that legislative body to bring that resolution to us, and then we either move it forward with a positive recommendation or a negative recommendation.
Miss No, you're recognized.
He does have an office. It's about 3 blocks from the courthouse. So he has to travel 3 blocks to come to those meetings. They're already scheduled, so he knows when they occur. The situation, and I understand your position. Let them do whatever they want to do. I just want it out there what they are doing, and that they are costing the taxpayers more money by changing the retainer from a services retainer. You do 2 things for us and we give you this, into we give you this, and then you bill us like you've always done. I'm not complaining about that. But even when he comes to those meetings, often he won't answer a question at the meeting. So it kind of, you wonder what you're getting for his attendance, what usefulness it is.
Vice Chair Davis.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions for the witness? Okay, thank you, Ms. No,
Thank you.
for coming back your second time. Okay. And we're going to go back into session and we're going to recognize Chairman Eldridge again. for any-
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The one glaring thing with the pay of our county attorney is that when that was set in 1949, it met one time every 3 months, every quarter. And as to Representative Stevens' comments, if they're dissatisfied with the current attorney, maybe they need to look for another one. But my opinion is that no, there's not going to be anybody that's going to come to a meeting currently for 2 meetings a month minimum for $100 a month. I know I wouldn't.
Yeah, it will be very difficult, especially getting a lawyer. Do we have any other questions for the sponsor? If not, any objection to the question? If not, Madam Clerk, will you please open the board for voting? That means a lot. Madam Clerk. Oh, sorry. Does anyone wish to change their vote? Everyone voted. Madam Clerk, would you please take the vote?
Mr. Chairman, you have 10 ayes and 0 noes.
Thank you. And House Bill, I just went to the wrong page. House Bill 2642 moves on to state and local government.
Thank
Thank you,
you, Chairman and committee.
Thank you. And next up is item number 4, House Bill 2647 by Representative Alexander. Representative Alexander, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, committee. First time I've ever been in front of you all in private act.
Yes, glad to have you.
Good to be here. I have a private act before you for the
Oh, we
town.
need a motion and a second. Did we
Oh,
get
sorry.
one? We got it. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry. I have a motion before you for a private act for the town of Jonesboro. It includes, and you all have a resolution in front of
Yes.
you.
Yeah, thank you. We do have a resolution on file, so go
Okay.
ahead, please.
Do I need to explain that? I'm not sure how this
Just
works.
just explain the
Okay.
bill. Yeah, please.
Clay's saying no and you're saying yes. So I'm going to listen to my chairman. Thank you, Chairman. The role of the vice mayor when the mayor is absent or unable to discharge their duties, it just goes over that. We had not had a resolution change since 2012. It establishes the recorder as the director of Department of Finance. It also requests aligning town elections with county elections in August rather than November, effective in the 2028 cycle. This change is intended to increase voter participation, ensure consistency with current practices in our neighboring government. That's all this resolution does.
All right, thank you. And we have questions for the sponsor. Anyone? If not, we got a question on the bill. And so without objection, we're going to be voting on House Bill 2647. Madam Clerk, you please open the board for voting. Everyone voted. Anyone wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk, you please take the vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have 10 ayes and 0 noes.
Thank you. And House Bill 2647 goes on to state and local government. Thank you,
Chairman.
Representative
Thank you,
Alexander. And calendar item number 5, House Bill 1465. We've ran out of time in this room, so without objection, we're going to roll it to the next calendar. And we're coming to the end of another great day. And thank you all for being here. And do we have a motion to adjourn? Yes, we've got several of them, so we're adjourning.